Here is an interesting option. And we've talked about this guy plenty of times.
For a year.
We talked about him last year. Before the Browns got him. We're like, it'd be a great guy to get as a quarterback. Jameis, the crab eater, Winston here. Listen,
and he give you like a sermon now.
As long as he is playing football and we bring him up, we're gonna bring up the crab incident because it's just hilarious. But yeah, I mean, he goes to the Browns this year, plays a lot more than expected because of issues with Deshaun Watson, something about torn Achilles now twice.
He just retort.
It's almost like he wasn't getting massaged and loosened up enough to go ahead and fix the problem. But Jameis Winston, he's on the downside of his peak. And when I say that with like lowercase letters peak, obviously. But he's 31 years old now, 12 games last year, 7 starts, 61.1 completion percentage, 2,121 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. That's a typical Jameis Winston season.
Yeah.
Not the highest completion percentage, ton of interceptions, ton of touchdowns. It's what he does. He completes passes to both teams.
Yeah. He throws touchdowns for both teams.
It's a special skill, guys. Now, do I think he's necessarily the best bridge option? No. Do I think he's a guy that would be entertaining to have for a year while we wait for a good young quarterback? Hell's to the yeah. Do I think that we should go into him with him as a starter in camp right off the bat? No.
He was the guy that I thought would be perfect last year because pretty much you give DJ competition, the guy that can't throw the ball downfield. And guess who would? Jameis Winston. He'll throw you that 60-yard bomb, no problem. Yeah. He doesn't care who he's throwing to, but he'll chuck it down the field. Yeah, he'll chuck it right down the field.
And we said it before in the show too, where I look at Jameis Winston and I go, you know what? He is a guy who's had a lot of turnover issues his whole career. What was the knock on Daniel Jones before Daboll got here?
Oh, it's those turnovers.
Turnovers left and right. So that man had more turnovers than a bakery. I'm just saying, like, it was just the way he is. Apple turnovers, pumpkin turnovers, cheese turnovers, white chocolate macadamia turnovers. There was a restaurant near me that used to have those. They're very good. I love white chocolate and macadamia and anything. But anyway, if he was responsible for that, and I don't know who was. Listen, guys, I always say that point blank. Like, we love to give everything credit-wise to the head coach because he's the boss. And he kind of gets all the credit or the blame depending on how things are going. But everybody that was in that year in 22 is here. Shea Tierney, still here. Mike Kafka, still here. Brian Daboll, still here. If the coaching staff was what helped fix Daniel Jones's fumbling issues, interception issues, at least for 22, because obviously, wasn't the greatest the last 2 years, but that's the staff that fixed it. Can they fix Jameis Winston for a little while to give us time to buy some time so we're not forced into getting a quarterback that's just not ready or one that's not ever going to be ready? Because this isn't a great draft for quarterbacks, guys. It's not. I know you guys hate hearing it, but it's the truth. Like, we're trying to force things like Will Howard and Jackson Dart. It's not a great draft quarterback. Not. So you can do worse than a guy like Jameis Winston. And like I said, he if you hypothetically fix the turnovers, he's a guy you could have for 2-3 years.
Yeah, that's about right.
Before he really starts to downfall. So
if you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.